The Radiance Project by Dr. Cynthia Miller. The burst of light from atomic and hydrogen bombs ushered in a new era of warfare and mass destruction that has radically shifted the face of Earth on many levels, from pollution and toxicity to deep terror and fear, all the way to the possibility of increased consciousness and awakening.
How do we resolve the dichotomy of the massive destruction, pollution, and annihilation with the amazing beauty and awesome burst of light of exploding bombs? I am the daughter of a man who not only helped build, but he was also there to watch bombs explode.
Operation Ivy, 1952, the first true hydrogen bomb exploded, which was considerably more powerful than all the high explosives used in 2 world wars put together. Operation Castle, 1954, 6 bombs in the South Pacific, and resulted in extensive radiological contamination of nearby islands. Operation Red Wing in 1956 tested 17 nuclear weapons. The test names are all American Indian tribes. Operation Plum Bob, 1957, consisted of 29 explosions in Nevada. Operation Hardtack, 1958, consisted of 72 explosions in Nevada and the South Pacific.
My father built and watched at least 131 atomic and hydrogen bombs explode.
Trinity, the world's first atomic bomb, exploded July 16, 1945. A light brighter than 1,000 suns.
I try to hide all the terror, destruction, and annihilation that keeps lurking inside. I feel despicable, unlovable, like a piece of scum. It seems like all the toxins are the real me. It is only after the toxins start coming out my body that I can differentiate between my true self and the radioactive, toxic debris.
Operation Greenhouse George, 1951. This bomb was launched from a 300-foot tower in the South Pacific Proving Ground.
When the radiation was coming out my body, I started painting with my hands. While painting this piece of art, Birthing New Worlds kept ringing through my ears. 8 years later on the internet, I found the photos of the bombs my father built and watched explode. I was amazed to see the similarities between my art and the bombs my father had his hands in. I feel like the phoenix rising up out of the ashes of internal war and radiation. Deep gratitude provides greater ease in my body.
Operation Ivy, Mike, 1952. The first hydrogen bomb produced a fireball more than 3 miles across. One of the islands totally vaporized, disappearing into a gigantic mushroom cloud that spread at least 100 miles wide and dropping back to the sea in the form of radioactive fallout.
Puking my guts out for 8 to 10 hours at a time, the black vial of self-hatred and self-loathing explodes out from my core. Projectile vomit laced with radioactive annihilation erupts from the wretched terror and panic deep within. The old patterns push and squeeze out my toes. First pain, then pleasure as the release continues on. As I go deeper, diving fully into the unknown, I emerge in ecstatic bliss.
Operation Red Wing, Apache, 1956. This nuclear fallout hazard covered several thousand square miles.
What to do with all this rage? My heart is pounding red. How to pour out all the red without destroying everyone around me, everything, and myself. The more I surrender in gratitude, the greater the peace. As the rage clears out of my body, I relax into such peace, such a sweet bliss that is always present, but cloaked by the rage and the terror. Operation
Castle, Yankee, 1954. The Castle series released large amounts of nuclear explosion products into the atmosphere, causing hundreds of radiation injuries, contributing to death.
The stark black terror stretches out in an endless abyss with no trace of light or hope. The toxins feed the endless garbage of junk thoughts, despair, depression, and powerlessness. Spinning gratitude swirls out the black, sticky terror, panic, and pain. It is such a sweet, voluptuous release as all the toxins and horrors slide effortlessly from the stuck places. What is left is absolute magnificence.
Operation Red Wing, Dakota, 1956. Exploded in the South Pacific Proving Ground, and the roar of the shock waves were felt over 100 miles away.
My cells emit a sharp radioactive, needle-like energy, similar to shock waves radiating through barbed wire, while rusted metal shavings are jammed in each cell. Finally, after meeting the radioactive electroshock in my neck with a radical gratitude, the energy transformed. Giving thanks to the plutonium seemed absolutely crazy, but it worked.
Operation Red Wing, Seminole, 1956. The crater Seminole left was approximately 600 feet wide and 30 feet deep.
The intensity of the radiation makes me crazy at times. Every cell in my body is vibrating, screaming discordant notes that grate against one another. It provokes me like fingernails scratching a blackboard inside my nerves, inside my bones, inside my skull. I want to jump out of my skin and be done with my body, so the jagged shaking of the radiation stops. I can choose to surrender to the radiation as it jangles through my body. The chaos is staggering at times, yet just the slightest shift and it is dropped. The relief, the freedom of diving deeper through the fear, descending into my expanded self, is pure bliss.
Operation Ivy, Mike, 1952. The island where the bomb was detonated completely vaporized. H-bombs are capable of destroying anything within a 150 square mile area.
I can feel the radiation dripping out of my cells. How much longer will this go on? The radiation comes out of the tissues and then is released from my bones. So many layers. It would be such a gift to not be in constant pain. All the tight, compressed capillaries and hair-thin nerves release the radioactive terror and panic, allowing a luminescent, gentle ripple through my body. The minuscule passages in my body open to an all-encompassing, boundless expanse. Such joy. We can use this burst of great light to awaken, to create a new world. Radiation or radiance, the choice is yours.
You are invited to join us to create more internal and external peace in the world. Your contributions are greatly appreciated. To learn more about the Radiance Project and to give your donation, please visit radianceproject.org. Thank you.